Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this video without getting hit by cars. And it's, hopefully it's a perfect time as the sun is, oh, let me get out of the way here, as the sun is setting. But 2 years ago, a business owner, he's a apartment complex developer, he had come over here and purchased this apartment complex that is called the Estara, Estara, and he purchased it, and he had an amazing assistant, and they were convinced that permaculture would be awesome to put a new facelift and a good community builder for this site. So they had reached out to us, and 2 years ago, this was all basically xeriscaping like this. And we came in, we designed up a plan and put in this small apartment complex food forest. And so I haven't seen it in a while. Matter of fact, I kind of looked at it maybe about 5 months ago. And when I was here, I was kind of disappointed in some of the growth because nobody had really put any love and care into it. And if you ever do consulting or installation work in permaculture, unless you're on some sort of maintenance plan with them, you kind of leave and it's up to them. Well, I came back, I've been here maybe about 5 minutes before I decided to put this video up. And I just want to say a gratitude out there to all are teaching permaculture, and especially those who have poured into me. Because of the design and how it harvests water, you can see the greenery so far, but I got a couple of points here that are really good as far as like little to no maintenance design. So we designed in the irrigation system, as you can see here, and I could show that to you, but nobody really used it. Nobody really used it. Look here. We can kind of see right here. These are still very young trees, and with no care, they're still putting out fruit. There's still fruit on these trees, and very little moth damage, as we can see. In our region here in the Blackland Prairie, you can see some stone fruits will have some issues, like this peach right here. You can see where my thumb is at. That's a codling moth coming in, ends up sucking it up from the outside and then eats it from the inside in, and kind of looks like that. And then that will stay on the ground and they'll replicate the cycle. So I believe we're in Dallas County on this project. So if somebody was maintaining this with chickens, it would be even more epic. So obviously some things that have no problems growing, and it's kind of already past their time to grow. But right here on the pathway, just like what was asked for and designed in. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and, no, it's not quite ready yet. There's berries just happening right here on the pathway. You can also see the standing cypress and this cutleaf daisies are really popping up as native wildflowers. Okay, way cool, way cool. This fig tree died almost immediately after we put it in, and just because it happens to be on an end of a water harvesting feature, you can see that it is it's coming back to life. So let's come back up here and take a look at some of this irrigation, because this is pretty fascinating for me. I remember when we put this in, this guy was tiny. This 2 years of growth, that's pretty much a rosemary finger of a mandala. If you ever wonder what these are, it looks like somebody hawked a loogie right here. And that's actually the spittle bug. The funny thing is, the spittle bug has no salivating glands in its mouth parts. Where do you think these bubbles come from? That's right, literally farts bubbles. Like to see some smiley or laughing faces on that one. They did some pretty cool stuff here. You know, our permaculture garden was planted with this in mind. You know, taking a look from the top, I'll zoom the camera back around. You know, it's a nice point of view. Okay, so we went in and installed a very nice looking tank. We did this one from Texas Metal Tanks. We have an awesome team member, Mary Kate Carter, who helps in a lot of the projects. And she sourced this out for us. So a pretty good and large first flush system. I won't show the very front, just come over and check it out. Obviously hardly any maintenance, but designed for perennial aesthetics. So this tank comes out at first flushes. We utilized a speed bump and dug in right here and put in an irrigation line. Now there's no like electrical movement of water. This is just a little bit higher in the landscape, and so it's utilizing not only gravity pressure but the volumetric pressure as well. Hey man, let me just ask you a quick question. I'm on Facebook Live. How long have you lived here?
About 5 years.
And what do you think about this food forest?
What now?
What do you think about this food forest?
Forest?
Yeah, so you might not even have known this food forest was designed for the inhabitants here to like grow food.
Oh yeah, I didn't know nothing about it.
You didn't know nothing about that?
I'm always out of town. I just stay here.
Yeah, dude, there's like apples up there right now. They're not quite ripe yet. There's apples and berries and
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's cool, man. That's for you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, bless you, man.
Bless you too, man.
Hey, praise the Lord. So, so that irrigation system, so that comes over here, right? And comes out like right here. Now, the irrigation system that we designed, we actually didn't want them to use any moving parts. Like you see this moves. So we wanted to use drip irrigation. So we drew it out for them. And when they installed it, they installed this. Now, there's not a problem with this, except that this 360-degree fan, every time you have moving parts, there's more places to break. This it needs pressure to throw out the sprinkler. Well, funny thing is, with just that volumetric pressure and maybe 2 feet, maybe 3 feet of head pressure, this, once turned on, it would spray out the rainwater with no pressure other than natural phenomena. So here's the funny thing. Let me turn this irrigation system on. Okay, so obviously it should be coming on, right? The irrigation system's broken, man. It doesn't work at all. So what I thought was happening with maintenance, the irrigation system wasn't even used. So I saw that about 4 or 5 months ago, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this thing is just gonna go downhill. But look at this. Look at this. 4 or 5 months later, going right into summer, and we've got fruit on multiple trees. And what I love most, and here in the Blackland Prairie, they say this is one of the hardest things to grow right here. It is a bramble, but you can see it. You see the bramble here. This is not a blackberry. This is it's a raspberry, right? Bought from Bob Wells Nursery. A lot of people say, hey, don't plant raspberries. But if you do it right with the right ecosystemic environment, you can get raspberries growing here in the Blackland Prairie.